On February 7th, 2021, 20 Syrvivor Syracuse All-Stars emerged from the shadows of their successes and failures to compete for the ultimate crown in Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villains. Through months of tumultuous gameplay, only 4 remain. Abby, the information insider. Abby entered the game after being idled out at the final 9 during Snakes and Secrets. Along with the initial bond with former Maroon 5 members Jack and Eli, she promptly formed a tight bond with Jake, which she stayed loyal to through the final 4. Throughout the game, she played hard in team challenges and became a challenge threat by winning 2 individual immunities. Abby secured a spot where people gave her all of the information in the game, giving her a leg up on how to navigate the endgame. Will her knowledge prove to be power and get her the gold? Cam, the most improved. Cam began her all-star experience with the title of being the first person ever voted out of Syrvivor Syracuse. Now, she is fighting for her life to make it to the end and instead become the last one standing. She started the game a little rough, with not feeling as though she made enough connections. However, she turned it around by forming a tight bond with Mitch, and at the swap, her strong alliances with Austin, Kat, and Derek kept her safely shielded through the merge, where she slayed 2 individual immunities, physically and socially fighting her way to the top. Will she be able to face the jury and convince them to give her the crown? Gabby, the savvy socialite. Coming into the season after being voted out second in Mind, Body, Soul, Gabby fought from the start and fostered connections with powerful people in the game. On the chopping block after her bestie Paul was voted out, Gabby clawed her way from the bottom by becoming the linchpin of the social pyramid, despite making enemies along the way. Gabby hasn't won any individual immunities, but her social game and strategy have guided her all the way to the final 4. Will her social skills soar and take her to the top? And Jake, the power player. Despite his target as runner-up of Fans vs. First, Jake maintained a position of trust and control amongst the villains since day 1. He almost fell from his throne during the transition period, but made it through as he watched Madison get voted out. Through his time on villains, Wentworth and Moru, Jake found 2 idols and acquired an advantage, all while posing as one of the biggest threats in the game. He dominated individual immunities, winning 3 when he needed them the most. Will Jake succeed and finally earn his redemption by winning his second time around? After a season full of heroes, villains, hardships, and vengeance, hoodwinks, and vulgarity, who will hold the title of Sole Syrvivor? About 5 minutes. Keep going until one of you drops. You fucking could.
No, I saw because the camera's right now.
Oh, I want it really fucking bad.
Just measure them facing us. We'll keep them facing us. So I told them to shift their bodies again. If they fall, then we'll count it. But with this, they'll be facing us, not
His string fell off.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
Keep it up. Oh my god. Shut up. Why is that here? Literally so many people are here. This is so much. This is so much. Do you need the scissors? Okay.
Little movement. Take the top.
That's right.
And Jake falls. Just like that. Jake falls. And there you have it. Alright, final four by virtue of tiebreaker challenge. Jake, coming up here.
Just like fall. First time ever.
Jake, the tribe is smoking. Say anything.
Love you all. Fight hard. Play hard. Good luck. Sucks. I had the game. I had everything set up. I don't know if Gabby made the right move. I really do think Cam has a lot of support on that jury.
You're the only person there I can't beat. Hoping Abby knows what's good for her.
But at the end of the day, I can only be thankful for everybody who allowed me to come back and play this game for a second time. Nobody has done the things that I've done in this game. Nobody has played as many days in this game as I have. And I can take solace in the fact that there's 3 strong, amazing women in the final 3 who I am so deeply proud of. It just sucks. I mean, I had it and I lost focus for a second and it all came crumbling down. I'm just really fucking proud of myself. I know I played the best game here. I played a kick-ass game, and I'm excited to be a part of the jury and you know, for the experience not to be over yet.
Congratulations to you 3. As Jason said, the fight is not over. For today's challenge, it'll be called Challenge Gauntlet. Things of this challenge you've done before post-merge. There will be 2 lines of emoji puzzles. You guys will enter into your notes app the emojis in order. Next part. On the computers, don't look right now, but on the computers will be a jigsaw puzzle of your individual season's logo. Season 1 for Cam, Season 2 for Abby, Season 3 for Gabby. Then you'll have a sponge. Over there is an orange Gatorade bucket filled with water. What you'll have to do is sprint and fill up your mason jar to the brim with water. Once you're finished with that, you'll be finishing a 3-word phrase. First one to finish those 3-word phrase wins and guarantees the sponsor. Final 3 for a chance to win, and final 2. Survivors ready? Go! Challenge is on. Final 3 of all girls. Gabby, you're good. On the jigsaw between time, virtually seconds apart. Season logo, season 1 to 10. As much as you can. Good. That was fun. So far, we want to make it go overflowing. Damn, that's the first. Everyone on the amazing time. A lot of water, but also a lot of water outside. Abby, you're good? Start working on your puzzle. For a 3-word phrase, somewhat related. Yeah, man. Gabby using a different strategy here. Unwrangling his shirt.
I got it!
O'Neal, think around it. Cam!
Fuck!
Punch
couldn't
my
get it.
ticket to the final.
Oh my god.
Just like that. The final word, phrase, puzzle with punch my ticket. Cam, you just does that. Come up here and grab this. Congratulations, Cam. You now have a 1 and 2 shot of winning this game and a guaranteed spot at Final Tribal Council on Sunday, where you'll bid your case to the jury. And on Thursday, it is your decision between Abby or Gabby to that'll join you there. Our final tribal council on Tuesday, where we'll name the 4th ever Sole Survivor.
I think since I saved Cam's ass by forcing that tie, I'm gonna be sitting there right next to her, and I think I'm gonna kick her ass. So proud of her. So glad she went from first boot to final tribal. That's fucking sick. Cannot wait to beat her though. Lydia.
Still feel kind of bad about that one.
Rest in peace. I mean, I feel less bad than when she told me that she thinks none of us deserve to be in the final 4, but...
Yeah, okay, I just met her.
Still
and that
miss
was
you,
the first
Lydia.
thing I heard.
You just had no reason to vote anybody else out. So.
I know. She was just the one, she just went wild though.
Yeah. And she won, so can't feel too bad.
Wasn't a part of it, so I don't feel bad.
That one hurt
Bessie
most.
Kevin! He's sad about Kevin too. He's pissed off. I was pissed off at this tribal
never
council.
wanted to
I was
do
so
that.
goddamn mad.
But people weren't budging. I still feel that might be the one I feel worst about.
I was pissed.
My high school buddy.
Pissed off. Miss you,
Sorry,
Kev.
Kevin.
Cam
Wasn't
was
a
still
part
not
of it,
done
but I
yet.
feel bad we never got to play.
Paul! My bestie!
My first shock of the game, I woke up to a phone call from Holly and I said, who did they vote out? And they said Paul, and I was so upset.
I'm pretty sure he still blames me for that because of the Starbucks thing, but
I wanted to work with him so bad in this game, and unfortunately he wasn't able to make the merge, and I was sad.
I
still feel bad. I'm sorry, Paul.
I mean, you guys know how much I love Paul. I cried when he got voted out. I literally cried before because I knew it was happening.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
that was
lie.
not a fun tribal. Not fun. It was cold.
I wasn't there for that one.
My name went down.
Oh, wish I saw that.
Yeah, it was bad. I
kinda-
almost stormed off.
I kind of wanted Paul to come back, no offense to Mitch, but I was really hoping that Paul was going to play the game with me. But I'm glad Mitch also came back in the game too.
Love you, Paul.
Love you, Paul.
Love you, Paul.
Jason.
I only met him day one
I'm
when he
not
got
gonna
split up.
lie, Jason was a super cool kid, and I really did like him, but you know, I'm not gonna lie, I had a great time at that tribal. Not because of Jason, but just, you know, it sucked
That was party tribal.
it was party tribal. I just got out of quarantine. Sorry, Jason. Maybe it was, I don't know. It was the same situation in my season. He didn't really talk to anyone. And then he thought the best idea was to go after me, so I didn't really feel that bad after that. But he was cool. I liked him. I wish maybe he could have stayed in longer, but
Yeah, I wish I got to meet him.
yeah.
Yeah, Jason voted me out on season 3, which is it's a pretty humiliating stat to get voted out by Jason Ding, but still hate to see you go, but
Yeah.
still.
Sorry.
Madison! Madison!
That must be
Says
Jake's-
you or me. This is
Jake's
what
vote.
Jake, definitely what Jake wrote.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
really what it came down to. I had no idea who was going home.
that I was gunning for her so hard that week. I
I
was
had
really
no
happy about
idea.
this one,
I
but
felt bad because I love Madison, but
She would have changed this game for sure.
yeah, can you imagine? I don't even know
Oh.
what would happen if Jake went home that early.
oh yeah, it would have been. That would have drastically changed the course of the game. But Madison, you're a great girl, and we're
I
sorry
love
that you're another
talking to you, yeah.
casualty.
Oh, you can get it. I got this. Yeah.
Carl.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever even made eye contact
yeah.
with Carl, but
Carl was on my tribe. I never FaceTimed him one time.
I also
We
had
did
never
talk,
never said a word to Carl.
I loved his Captain America mask. It was
I
very,
did too.
very heroes versus villains.
He did good in challenges, but
So weird. I forget about you forget about the people that you didn't talk to.
yeah.
Yep. Sorry, Carl.
Good player, Carl.
Trying to say I'm big on Brian.
Holly!
I'm not gonna lie, Holly, I hated that we had to vote you out, but it sucks, and I'm sorry we blindsided you, and the fact that I found out you went home with an idol, not in your pocket, but at your house. I don't know.
Crazy.
It was a
Sucks.
big move in the game because this was our first legit tribal that I ever went to, where it wasn't, you know, haha, let's laugh and drink or like do something crazy. It was just, we really had to put, for the first time, trust in our game and in each other. So I really think this was a big part of my start to the game. So I'm sorry I had to be you, Holly, and I miss you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to working with Holly. I love her. She was one of the only people in season 3 that I like super connected with, and she just loves this game so much and is so good at it and plays it so hard, and
So hard.
it caught up to her, but I really wish it were different and that we could have played together.
Not gonna lie, I was relieved when I saw it was Holly because she seemed threatening to me, and I was scared of how she was gonna play the game. So I was glad that she was gone before I had to play with her.
Big player.
She
She
was.
would have done so
She
good in the
was.
merge,
But I'm
and
sorry
it
you
sucks
went
that
home.
she wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I'm sorry you went home and you were popular because that's like that sucks. Cass. Oh, my New Hampshire. Cass is from New Hampshire, and I'm really mad we didn't get to work together more than we did.
Cass, I tried to save you. No one played an idol. We told you we weren't writing your name down, and we just couldn't help it. I'm sorry you got idled out the way that you did, but
Yeah, it didn't even really.
yeah.
I was like, Cass, really? I was very
know.
sad to see her go.
Yeah,
So sweet.
she's
I felt
she
bad.
was so sweet. She was the first person I remember meeting the first day. And I just
Yeah.
remember she was so nice. Everyone was like, she's the nicest girl you'll ever meet. And I was so glad that she ended up on my tribe and then came back to the War Dog tribe. And unfortunately, we didn't get enough time to work together, but I'm glad we had the times that we did.
Eli!
Stop! I can't.
He just got fucked. It's like he
got
just got
fucked.
2
fucked.
seasons in a row got fucked.
Screwed on the swap.
I fought harder for Eli this week than I ever fought for myself. It just sucks he went out the same placement season 2 and season 4, 1 vote before the merge. I tried my absolute hardest, but
I'll never admit it, but it could have been potentially my fault. I didn't understand what was it? The giving me an Exile Island advantage or whatever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I didn't pick him, and he said, like, I called him and I was like, I'm so sorry if you go home, it's my fault. He was like, no, it's not, it wouldn't have made a difference. I guess the advantage was bad.
Yeah,
It wouldn't have made a difference, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the time, and I felt horrible that I was like, shit, I could have saved him and I didn't. Sad.
he even admitted though, he goes, you guys made the right move by voting him.
Yeah.
So he knew.
We had no other choice that week that made any sense. And I'm sorry it had to be him.
Derek! Love Derek.
Derek.
This one, it was either Derek or me, so.
Derek also was one of the first people I met. When we split up into tribes, I stood next to him, and literally we were the first 3 people on our tribe, and he already knows this is heroes versus villains, I'm calling it. And he was right, I was like, I want to work with this guy. He seems like he knows what he's doing. Always honest and reliable. He's kind of like an old man and a dad, and I love it, and I wanted to work with him, and it just sucked when it was him going home. I really thought it would be me or Austin. And it just, I'm glad it wasn't, but it really hurt my heart that it was him that went home that week.
Yeah, I hated to see Derek go too. I mean, the man, he's a jeans icon.
My dad.
Yeah. I mean, very that energy. But he was a great personality to have around. And a great first jury member. He showed up to every single one, like almost every single one of those votes.
I played with him for 2 seasons, and I don't think we ever once talked game. But I love you as a person, Derek. Wish we played more together. It just never ended up like that.
Austin.
Aw.
This was
I almost cried.
theatrical. Like this was Shakespearean. This was amazing.
We needed to try
I
something,
loved-
okay? It wasn't good,
I
but we had to
loved
try.
it. I loved it. I was living for it.
Oh.
Most specific advantage of all time. I was so into
Oh
it.
yeah.
I was obsessed. And I thank you for going down with a show.
That one, in my opinion, I knew how Austin played. 'Cause I played with him on season 2, and he beat me in season 2, and he thinks like 25 steps ahead. So that one was long overdue, in my opinion. He's too good at the game. That's why he went, because he's literally too good at the game.
Austin, you know I call you my little brother and I love you so much. And we tried to save you so hard. I literally made you sound like Jesus. And I vouched for you so hard. And you know how upset I was after you went home. And the threat, being the previous winner was something I appreciated. I wanted to work with you because I don't know what I'm doing, and you did, and you helped me through this game when you were still here and kind of showed me what to do, and I really appreciate that, and I couldn't be here without you, and I love you.
Owen. This was a bad blindside. Owen had no idea, and I still feel bad about that. But
I do too, but I also thought he had an idol, which is why I was like, I hope no one tells him, but then when he didn't, I felt horrible. His girlfriend had to show up.
I know. He was the only one. He had played 2 idols correctly. He was a big threat.
Yeah.
He was the only one with a resume at that point.
He had and a big one.
And a big one.
Yeah.
He's still the only one that played an idol correctly.
Yeah. And
He
played
idoled people out twice.
too. Yeah.
Crazy. He was
a good player.
Yeah.
Way too good.
Hannah.
Hannah Dolan! Hannah Dolan.
Hannah, I'm sorry to say, I know we worked together a lot this season. In the beginning, we were always on the same numbers, but I just could never fully trust Hannah, so for me, she had to go. And I think other people felt the same way. But love you, you're a great player, but you were a threat.
Hannah, I hope you, plan on talking to me, either 10 or 20 years down the line, but I get that you need time to heal. But I did really enjoy Hannah, and I was most upset that she was so upset, because she really, really loves this game.
She does. She's the biggest threat.
Yeah.
She was a huge fan. She
had to go.
Yeah. She showed me her collection of buffs. I feel she showed everyone. Her wall.
I actually didn't.
I thought she was my first in with the villains. Ended up not being, but I tried, and she tried too, and I really think that maybe if we gave her a different opportunity, she would have flipped, but I don't know. She was always interesting to talk to, always entertaining. Always, even though she wanted to talk a lot of games, she always did ask personal questions, and it was very just social, both in and outside the game. She was very genuine. I'm sorry she had to go. I don't want to look.
Why?
Cat.
I was like, what are you talking about? Cat. I felt really bad about this one. This was really mean of me, but Kat all of a sudden was playing really hard and was really good. But I love you, Kat. I hope you can still play tennis. I really, really enjoyed playing with you.
I enjoy Kat so much. I think she's so, just nice to be around and just so, pleasant to talk to, but also funny, and also, she was a very good player, and I think that she totally had a shot to be standing here with any of us. It was just a bummer how things shaked out.
Yeah, Kat, we literally, we were the only people we really knew and worked together, the only season ones on our tribe, and we stuck together since day one. I really think that she could have easily won this game if she wasn't, she did become a threat very fast and it was very noticeable. If it wasn't so noticeable, maybe she would still be here. But she played so hard. Another player that played so hard and was so good. She didn't know what she was doing season 1. And this season she knew what she was doing. And unfortunately it didn't work out, but I love you and miss you.
No! No!
I am so sad we never worked together more. Season 2 and 4. I wish we did. I don't think we ever talked game once, but I love you. And let's play kickball and tennis. You're the good.
Mitch, I worship the ground you walk on.
Same.
And the broom you ride around on during Quidditch. I am so sorry you had to go. I am so happy that you got the chance to come back in, and we got the chance to spend more time together. You were so deserving of it. You played a great game.
Mitch, you know that I love you so much. You were the first person I hung out with when we started this game. We went on our little lunch dates and played tennis and did all that stuff. We looked for idols together, and it was a pleasure to play with you, but it was more of an honor to meet you and get to know you and become friends with you.
so cute.
And I love you so much. And I'm sorry that you went home. I wanted to write your name down, to be honest. But I trusted you so much. I trusted you so much that I knew you were going to write mine, and I didn't want to break your heart and write yours. So I'm glad we did have a little split for no reason. And, you know, we forced a tie break, whatever. But I miss you and love you.
Oh, this one hurts.
Ah!
Jack, I am so sorry. If you ever speak to me again, I'll tell you that I'm sorry. I mean, Jack, you know, Jack's one of my best friends here. After season 2, we became super close, and all I can say is it came down to final 5. I was never planning on writing your name down, but when it gets that close, I had I had no other option, so I'm very, very sorry, but I love you, Jack.
Jack was someone who had a very easy shot at winning if he were sitting at final tribal. Easy. Like,
He'll win the real game one day.
yeah,
He
pretty
will.
much anybody.
He will.
Yeah, pretty much anybody he sat next to here, he would have beat. Which is why he had to go up more.
We had to go.
So,
I mean,
it's not personal, it's anything but.
Yeah. I loved talking to Jack. We never worked together until the merge. We actually never had an actual FaceTime or face-to-face conversation until the merge. And it turns out we actually had a lot of the same friends, liked a lot of the same things, and we had a lot in common. And you know, tried working together. It didn't really end up working that well. And that week, it was either me or him. And I'm sorry that it had to be him, but I'm not too sorry because I didn't want it to be me. But it was a pleasure to meet him and play with him. So.
Jake!
Literally day 1 when you told me that you only wanted to work with me short term to literally sticking with me the whole time. Loving you went out the best way someone could go out, honestly. If I'm gonna get
Like a warrior.
voted out of this game, I would want to go out like you did. So proud of you. And it sucked that you didn't make it. Couldn't hold your arm up for a little longer.
Hey, he still has never been voted out of Syrvivor
He's never been
Syracuse.
voted out.
That
Oh my gosh,
was a tiebreaker. Like, he's never.
That's crazy.
That's a huge prize.
That's weird.
He has, I think he was telling me, he has the most challenge wins of Survivor Syracuse history.
He's a legend.
He's a legend and would have won against any of us, probably. So,
Yeah.
again, why he had to go.
Jake and my relationship literally spans to day 1 of Survivor. He was the original first boot, and then there was a situation, and it was me.
A situation.
The situation.
Situated.
The situation
AKA
named Curtis.
And so, you know, it's the first day I showed up I was the first person to arrive at season 4, and he was the second one. So it was just kind of funny that how it worked out like that. We ended up on different tribes and wanted to work together in the merge. I did want to work against him and get him out, but he's too good. He wanted to work with me. You want to work with somebody that good. And towards the end, he became my inspiration to fight so hard. He plays this game and fights for this game harder than anyone I've ever met. He was willing to pass the fuck out in that challenge rather than drop his arm.
He was willing to die.
Willing to literally die. And that's, you know, to be and play against him, that's what pushed me to play my game the hardest I could, is because if you want to win, you have to beat the best, and he played this game the hardest and the strongest.
He's another one. He'll win the real show
He'll
one
win
day.
the-
I won't be surprised.
Yeah, that's what I
if you see him
said
on
at
the real
dinner. I was like, you're going on the show and you're
He's
winning.
probably the greatest of all time Syracuse Survivor.
In my opinion,
He's Wentworth. Best without winning.
he is.
He's
Best
literally
without
winning,
winning.
which-
He defines teamwork with
So
motto.
he's really
Hey,
Wentworth
Came in
of
4th.
Syracuse
She
Survivor.
came in 4th.
That's okay. Yeah, just realized
He's
that. He's
Wentworth.
Wentworth.
Indisputable icon. In
Yep.
short, indisputable icon.
Maybe
Love you,
biased,
Jake.
but best player in Survivor Syracuse.
Love him with my whole heart.
Jake Heaver. Jake Heaver. Jake the Snake.
Alright, Final 3, we just finished the last part of this season for the Final Tribal Council and the Final Vote, the rites of passage. What the people that you have at hand are voting on in this entire season. Congratulations to you 3, you're the last 3 for the season, but it doesn't end here. Up there, your jury is waiting, where we'll have the last Tribal Council, for the Final Tribal Council. So head on up there, Tam will take that back, and I'll see you guys there.
I absolutely cannot believe what happened. Gabby was willing to work with me, and she voted with me, and we forced a tie to send a tiebreaker challenge between me and the famous Jake Niebuhr.
That didn't go as planned on Tuesday. I really thought it was going to be me and Jake in the end. There was like no doubt in my mind, to be honest. I thought statistically, PTSD from saying that word in season 2, but statistically, I thought it's got to be me and Jake in the end. Like, we were going to bring each other, we just had to win a few more challenges, but Gabby screwed that plan up, so.
I have to say, I've played so hard in this game because of him. I respect his game so much, and he is the most, in my opinion, the best player to play this game.
I texted Wentworth and I was like, yeah, like, we lost, like, there's no shot she brings me. And she was like, no, just like hit your heart out, say you'll get no jury votes. And I really didn't think there was any, for like a whole day, I was like, there's zero argument I can make. Like, she's bringing Gabby, period. Like, done.
I am a natural born saleswoman, and I cannot be counted out because I sold the shit out of myself to Cam. Oh my God.
Yes, I have talked to War Dog, but it's not like I went to him and like had him make decisions for me. He's given me advice. I've just given him updates, and he, you know, he does want me to send my final points for what I'm going to say at my speech. I'll send him like bullet points and kind of just like put little explanations as to why it applies to my game, because I know I have given him updates. I don't know how much he does know or how little. So hopefully, I wanted to ask him about this decision, but I want to make this decision on my own.
You know, I think the obvious pick for her is to take Abby. Because Abby, you know, coattails Callahan, like, she hasn't done shit this whole time.
I gave Abby the opportunity to virtually win this game. Vote out Jake, you win this game. The jury will vote for you. You win the immunity challenge. Don't take me. You win this game easy. She didn't do it.
I talked with Cam last night for like over an hour and pretty much just pitched my ass off, basically saying that Gabby has, and this is true, Gabby has played Gabby has the same story as Cam. Cam's most impressive thing is being the first boot to now the final 2. Even though everyone's like, oh, it's so impressive, but really, when I think about it, like, it's actually not.
I kind of played myself off as not knowing anything that was going on the entire time. I told her about the 3 idols I walked past. I was like, girl, I didn't win a single fucking challenge. The way I sold Abby is Abby was on the right side of every single vote this entire game until the last vote. And she was only on the wrong side because she had a final 2 with Jake and didn't want to break that. So she showed loyalty to him where I broke my loyalty with everybody that I promised it to.
I don't know, Gabby's game was just too similar to mine, and I know she was trying to talk herself down, but she talked herself up because her game was being so compared to mine. You know, something that I was going to pride myself on is the fact that I did do so good in individual immunity challenges.
It's gonna be a lot of mad people on that jury, and my biggest argument to Cam was that they're gonna be really mad at me. I'm not gonna be mad at you. So if you really think that us sitting next to each other, it would be more of a popularity contest, you win the popularity contest. Which I don't know if she does, but that's what I told her.
If I took Abby, I would get Derek's vote, Austin's vote, Hannah's vote, Kat, Mitch, Jack, and Jake, which is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd get 7. She would get Owen and Gabby.
If it's me versus Cam, there's much more opportunity for people to flip and want to vote for Cam over me because I made way more enemies than Abby did on the jury.
I think I did do a little map out of the jury votes. I think, I'm not sure, if I took Abby, I think the votes would be 6-3.
If it's Cam versus Abby, then they're just gonna vote straight heroes versus villains, and Abby wins.
You know, Abby was a coattail this entire game, and I know she's saying that to try to bluff me to bring her, but I also think that everyone knows that. She didn't do any moves, and literally the one thing that just stands out to me the most is she didn't take out Jake when she had the opportunity. She should have won that golf challenge and said, Jake is going home and I'm winning this game.
And I kind of took it in the way of saying, I was like, Cam, listen, you won Survivor. I was like, I'm not gonna be on this call and be like, oh, like, whatever, like, Gabby would beat you. No. Like, you should take me because Gabby will beat you. No, you're gonna beat both of us. She knows that, everyone knows that, the jury knows that. It's gonna be a clear win. So I was like, just bring me, because it'll, 1, make your speech way more unique. 2, I really want to be there in the final 2 instead of final 3. It's just a lot better. I want to lose to Cam. I don't want to come in 3rd. And 3, I think I'm more deserving to be there. I think I played a little bit of a more intense game than Gabby. But no offense to Gabby, she did play a great game. She's in the final 3. You can't knock anyone's game at this point.
Now, the person that I sold to Cam as me is not me, because I was playing so goddamn hard this entire time. I fought my ass off. I have fought my ass off from day 1, tooth and nail, clawing myself back in this game. And I am still doing that today. I am clawing. I need to get to this final tribal. I need to get there.
Up until this point, I haven't made a mistake yet, and this could be my one mistake that cost me the entire game. You know, working so hard and for so long, I could just ruin it by making the wrong vote one time, and it's really scary and really stressful.
Abby, apparently, Cam told me Abby's main pitch was that she's gonna sit next to Cam and ask the jury to vote for Cam.
I told Cam I would give a second place speech. I already sent her some notes about what I would say, because I was hoping that'll persuade her to bring me.
How is that a pitch? That's not what you're actually gonna do. No. And Abby's been lying to Cam the whole time. I don't think Cam has any reason to trust Abby. Cam has reason to trust me. I stuck my neck out for her, hardcore. And also, I did dangle a little guilt over her head and say, girl, like, before the vote, you said if you won, you would take me. That was a promise.
I did have a dream last night that I should take Abby because I'd beat her. I don't really know how good that is to rely on dreams. I did also have a dream that, like, Owen found tokens of advantages one time, and I was like, I think Owen has an advantage because he found a bag of tokens in my dream, and he told me they were advantages, but he already played at his advantage, so, or he didn't play at his advantage. He did have an advantage. Maybe my dreams do come true.
I have such a good outfit picked out, I don't want to wear it sitting in 3rd. Plus, I will be pissed off about that broken promise. She's not getting my vote. Cam is not getting my vote. And she needs it.
Welcome, final 3, Gabby, Abby, and Cam. Congratulations to you 3. We'll now recognize the members of our jury: Hannah, Derek, Austin, Kat, Mitch, who are here, and Jake, voted off virtue of the challenge at the last tribal council. All right, so this is the last tribal council before final tribal council. As we know, Cam won the last immunity challenge, which means Cam will be the only person voting today, either between Gabby or Abby. The person she does not vote for will join her in the final 2. It'll be a very quick and brief tribal council. What I'll do is, first, Cam, I'll go to you. Say, how big is this decision for you, and what was going through your head when making this decision, and then each of you will have a chance to explain why to Cam you should bring yourself over the other. So Cam, we'll start with you, and you guys can decide who wants to go first. So Cam, talk to me how you made this decision, if you've made this decision, and what has gone through your head in making this decision.
Honestly, this is the most I've thought through about the entire game. This is literally the biggest vote. This could potentially lose my game just by one vote if I go the wrong way. I've considered everything from, you know, especially the relationships that I think they have with the jury, relationships I have with the jury, things that I can argue over them that potentially seem that I had a better game than they did. I'm extremely nervous, and to be completely honest, I have not fully made up my mind. I have an idea, but I do want to hear what they have to say all the way up until the end, so I didn't want to just put something in my mind and ignore what they have to say today.
All right. Abby, if the pressure wasn't on already, you just heard from Cam, it might be even more. So, whoever wants to go first, you can explain why Cam should take you.
I talked with Cam for like an hour last night, and I feel like I don't need to make that hour speech again in front of everyone. But Cam is stressing out way too much, the more that she needs to be. She has the luxury of picking people, knowing how good her game is. She played unbelievable on Tuesday. And really any shot I personally thought I had kind of went out the window when I saw what Cam did on Tuesday. So she is an amazing player. She deserves to be here. And she knows that the only reason I put her name down on Tuesday was to avoid this exact scenario of going to the end with her. But she, in my opinion, needs to take a big breath. She's good. She's putting too much stress on herself, and she did a great game, and she knows the speech I already kind of gave to her. We talked a lot, so.
All right. And Gabby?
Yeah, I also talked a lot to Cam, and I hope she knows that every single thing I said to her is my genuine, true feelings. And I think that she has a very, very, very clear decision to make if she wants her chances to be amplified in Final Tribal. I have pissed off a lot of these fuckers on either side of me. I've told her over and over again, I mean, I don't know who you want to sit next to, but would you rather sit next to somebody who has a very similar backstory, played a pretty similar game, but worse, or somebody who was on the right side of the vote for every single vote the entire season, knew a lot of information that was going on the whole time, and was in a dominant Final Two alliance that controlled the game. So I know who I would rather sit next to. Cam gets to decide that.
All right. Before we vote, does anyone have any last statements? Any three of you?
No, I mean, Cam,
I'm good.
All right. Just to make sure, Cam, you are voting the person you want eliminated, not the person you want to bring. So you're writing down the name you want to be voted out as the 18th person of this game. All right. You can follow Andrew to cast your vote. I have the vote behind my back. Remember, the person with the name on this vote will be eliminated and will be the 18th person voted out and the 9th and final member of our jury. The other two will face the jury and final two, final tribal council for season 4. Without further ado, I will read the vote. The 18th person voted out and the 9th and final member of our jury is Gabby. Gabby, you can come up.
You filthy, dirty whore.
Gabby,
Kidding.
Sorry.
Fuck you. Fuck that too.
whenever spoken, you can join your jury. You can say anything you want.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm really disappointed that you promised me.
I did promise her, but I needed you to vote with me. I literally
I
told
was
her
gonna anyway. You did not have to promise, but you broke my promise, and
broke me in jinx.
I don't care. But good job to both of you guys. You both totally deserve to be there. Sorry, Cam, I really do think you fucked up, but we'll see on Sunday.
All right, Gabby, Travis spoken. You can join the jury. That said, Abby, Cam, congratulations. Your job is done until final tribal. Now the power moves to the jury. Just 9 people you both had a hand of voting out before you got here, where you will bid your case to be the 4th ever Sole Survivor and the winner of Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villains. All right, that's all I have. I'll see you Sunday.
Cam wasn't gonna win either way. She's not gonna win. She played a fucking terrible game. Abby played a fucking terrible game. Now we just have a tribal council with 2 people who played god awful, garbage, slop, refuse, shit games. And I'm gonna be pissed off, but Cam is not going to win. She's not. She handed Abby that win. I'm not voting for fucking Cam. I don't want to vote for either of them. I'm gonna rip them both a new asshole sitting in that 3rd person spot, and I'm gonna look better than absolutely all of them. Fuck Cam. I wish I never fucking saved you. Fuck Abby. Coattails Callahan didn't do shit all game. I'm so fucking glad I'm not graduating. You fuckers, I'm literally, I wanted to go out with Grace, but I'm pissed because I would have won. And I know they know that, and I'm sure it's an honor, whatever. It was a threat, I guess, but it hurts. It really fucking stings. It really stings.
I'm in. I can't get voted out anymore. All I can do is get voted champion, and I can't believe it.
I'm honestly shocked that we've made it this far. We meaning me and Oliver.
This game has all been about togetherness, and we've done that. I feel bad as I'm invited to that party.
You're so good.
This has been literally a whole experience and a half, you know. Season 1, I was the first person to get voted out of this game. I've said this to someone the other day that I was, you know, this is Luke's last season, and I was the first person he told Tribe has spoken to. And I was the first one he's ever said that to. And, you know, after Sunday, you know, we'll see what happens, but I could be the last person he crowns champion.
My motivation for winning was like, you know, like obviously it'd be great to win, but I didn't really care too much until Wentworth came into the game. Then my motivation to win just like multiplied, and
people were willing to work with me, and people wanted to have my back when they should have been gunning to vote me out, and they didn't. I'm so just very grateful that I was able to make social connections and grow socially in this game. I had a horrible social game the first time around. Horrible, like embarrassingly bad. And this time around, people are gunning, like Jake and Abby were trying to vote me out because they were saying I could win this game because I did such a good job socially in this game, that this is my game to win.
I talked to Cam for a really long time last night, and honestly, after hearing her story, she's like, she's someone I'm okay getting second to, because she does genuinely deserve to be here, and she does genuinely deserve to be in the end, and she does deserve to win. So I am okay getting second to Cam.
Welcome, everyone, to Final Tribal Council for Season 4, Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes Villains. Let's clap it up for that. After a long season that I did not calculate the days for, Jake, you might know. Was that? 84. 84 days. Thank you, Jake. We are finally down to the final 2. Cam and Abby, congratulations to you both. It's been a tough, long season plagued with COVID, but this is the final end. And today we'll crown the last winner of my tenure and the winner of Syrvivor Syracuse Season 4. Alright, jury, the power is in your hands. You guys will be voting for the winner between Cam or Abby. Each of you have prepared questions and a little speech. Please don't overdo it. Don't drag on. I'll cut you off, but there's no time limit. We will first start with Cam with her opening statement, followed by Abby, and then we'll reverse that order for closing. So Cam, start us off. Take it away.
You gonna take your mask off? So jury, I stand here today and I can't believe that I made it, but at the same time I do, because I think I played a great game. The odds were against me in the beginning. I did terrible the first season I ever played, had no experience playing, going up against virtually an all-star cast of former winners, runner-ups, and people that played amazing games, and even though they didn't make it to the end, they had experience and they knew what this game entails and how you have to play to win. And I didn't. I knew the least amount of people here, which was the same thing that happened to me the first season. And why I think I did a great game is because I played this game to not my strengths. I came into this game with my biggest insecurity being my social game because I was horrible at it season 1. And all I wanted to get out of this game was to redeem myself in that aspect. And I think I did that because when I was getting voted out or attempted to get voted out, the reason was because I had a great social game. And when I looked at my game, I really did realize that I thought I would never rely on my social game more than my athletic ability. I really did just grow as a person and as a player. And I made my biggest insecurity the reason that I was targeted. And you know, to come into any situation and take my greatest flaw and make it my greatest strength, I think that just says more about how I played as a person, and I'm just very proud of myself. Physically, I had to fight to be here as well. After, you know, the final 7, I was by myself. My alliance got voted off very early. Derek and Austin were gone. Kat went. Mitch, yes, was a hero too, but at that time was voting more with Wentworth than he was with me. So I really had to fight to stay. I had to win challenges to stay. I can't believe that I did it, but I fought, and I really just, you know, I played honest the best I could. In this thriller challenge, I was told I was the worst liar. It's true, I voted for myself in that category, but, you know, I didn't let that hold me back. I switched and played a different game of honesty. Did I lie? Of course I did at Syrvivor. I tried to keep it to as much of a minimum as I could. You know, I really just can't believe, looking back, how hard I tried to play this game. I wanted to compete, I wanted to be here. I want to thank all of you, because I know that Jeff always says, like, indirectly or directly, we've had a part in voting you out and impacted your game, but you did the same for us. I couldn't be here with some of you, especially Gabby, and I can't solely take credit for it. It is an individual game. This is a game where there is one winner, and not all of us could be here on top, and it's a numbers game as well, and at one point or another, all of you have impacted my game and have gotten to me to where I am, and I want to thank you guys for that. I look forward to your questions. I don't look forward to your questions, but I will give you truthfully and honest answers, so ask whatever you feel. Thank you.
Now, Abby and Oliver, you want? Or Oliver?
Okay, I'm not as good of a public speaker as Cam in any way, so I wrote something down, so bear with me. Hi everyone, I just want to start by saying thank you to all of you guys and Eward for giving us another, okay, let's just start this now. So coming into this season, I really didn't have many expectations. I figured it would be something fun to do for my senior spring. I wasn't really too stressed out about my placement. My goal was to always make the merge, and then additionally I would have liked to beat my 9th place of season 2. My motivation really didn't start for me to win until I was drafted by Kelly Wentworth, and I wasn't really expecting that to happen, but couldn't have made the game any better. I was barely expecting an answer back from her, and then to have her kind of as a mentor throughout this whole process, I couldn't be more thankful for that. So Kelly, if you're listening, thank you, and I love you so much for everything you've done for us. When I finally realized I had a chance of sitting in the final 2, I figured it would be another villain just based off numbers, and I was planning on writing like a really good speech about outlining my game that I've kind of kept hidden, maybe putting some blogs together. However, you can see that didn't really go according to plan. I'm sitting next to Cam, and I'm very proud of her for that and fighting this hard to get to the final 2. It's difficult for me to continue my competitive side. However, I don't want to spend my time bashing on Cam or trying to poke holes in her game, because we all know she's an amazing player, and I'm very proud of her for what she's accomplished this season. I told Cam I'd give a bit of a concession speech, and I'm not that big of a villain to go back on that, but I do want to outline my game more so for the viewers and to remember when I look back on this rather than the intention of your votes. I knew coming into the season of attorneys that I was going to have a target on my back based on how I played season 2. I knew if any other members of Maroon 5, like Jack and Eli, were here, that we were going to be picked together, and that's exactly what happened. Day 1, rumors started going around that people needed to look out for Jack and Abby. I knew, however, that who I wanted to work with, and I knew I could trust Jack, so I therefore went ahead and worked with him anyways. I didn't let people persuade my game and try to separate from my past alliances. I also knew I wanted to work with Jake, even though one of our first FaceTimes, he was basically told me he only wanted to work with me short term, but I kind of forced him into my top alliance that I was hoping to go to the end with. But I didn't let that stop me from working who I wanted to work with. So in the early Superlative Challenge, that's when I began to be pegged as the coattail. And although this is very far from the truth, I decided to bite my tongue, and that was the hardest thing I've done all game. I knew the game I was playing, but I just decided that if exposing it then wasn't going to do me any good, and if I had, I could have not be here where I am today. So I decided to keep my mouth shut when people started judging my gameplay. And everyone always tries to figure out who's running the show, and we got this question from so many of you guys, like, who's running it over there on the villains? And I don't want to speak for the villains, but in my opinion, the reason we worked so well together and the reason we stood villain strong for so long was that no one really was running the show. We all worked cohesively, we were all a great tribe, and there was really no one that was kind of ruling all of us, which is why I think we did such a great job together. What I did differently from this season and season 2 was keeping my mouth shut, and as we know, I get competitive and cocky sometimes if you watch season 2, and I didn't let that take over my season this year. This season I accomplished more than I did on season 2, crossing off just about everything on my Survivor bucket list by winning 2 immunity challenges, assisting an idol find, and though I never physically got to grab an idol, I was in Manhattan when the DJ Blue came out. I told Jake and Jack to both sprint over there. And again, I had to bite my tongue when I was the only one that knew about Jake's 2 idols the whole game. And lastly, in regards to idols, I convinced Jake to play an idol on me because I believed Jack was gunning for me, and because I didn't want a whole Tony situation with a winner in the end with an idol in his pocket. However, as I promised I would, I'm up against Cam. And I, of course, tried to get Cam out. She knows this because I was trying to avoid this exact scenario of sitting next to her. Because she's an incredible player who fought very hard to be here dead. When pitching to Cam why she should bring me to the final 2, she made me realize that second place to her isn't that hard of a blow. I've never thought of myself as the kind of person to be okay with second place. However, Cam played an impressive enough game that I feel comfortable losing to.
I'm acting.
Oh, I thought you acted.
I'm acting.
Holy shit. Oh my god. I thought you were in the water. Okay. Cam played an honest game, making a name for herself in the Syracuse Survivor world after being the first boot, and made moves at the perfect time. And although I tried to make sure I wasn't sitting next to her in the end, I'm also very proud that I am. So, thank you.
Alright guys, you just heard the opening statements from both Cam and Abby. Now we'll go into the questioning and speech portion of today's Final Rebel. Start off with Derek and end with Gabby. Derek, whenever you're ready, I'll do.
Hey guys. So during my season, a lot of people told me that I did nothing. But nothing took me all the way to Final 3. I think nothing is commonly used as a way to say you played a very strategic but hidden game. So I want to know the hidden strategic game behind this nothing. And so I'm going to ask you both the question that kind of addresses that. First, Cam, I'm going to ask you, what did you do to make sure that you were the last hero standing post-merge?
Honestly, I think the vibes that I made with my hero tribe, like Mitch even told me, he was like, if somebody was going to be the last one, it has to be you. And I think that's just because they know that I would never give up, and that's what I've done. I made relationships with people on the other side, and I had people telling me, you know, looking out for me when they should have been voting for me. They were having my back instead of defending why I should stay, instead of sending me why I should go. I was really never on the number side. Yeah, I still had people on the number side who I made connections with that had my back. And I think that's what did it for me to be the last hero here.
Abby, what did you do to become the least threatening of the villains?
To be the least threatening villain, the biggest change I made from season 2 to season 4 was that everything I did in season 4 I did with a purpose rather than just kind of like having fun on season 2. And my purpose of aligning with big threats like Jake and Jack, I knew as soon if we got down in numbers and people were going to turn on us, they would start targeting them first. And I didn't want to be a coattail, and I didn't peg myself as a coattail until others pegged me as that first. And that's when I decided to just kind of shut up and let people think that, and hopefully become the least threatening villain, make it further than everyone, and then I can explain my game.
Thank you both.
Thank you, Derek. Austin, are you ready? Or Murphy, I should say.
Thank you. What's up, guys? First of all, congratulations to both of you on making it this far. I have sat in that seat previously. I know exactly what you're both doing. So just try to be calm, talk clearly. I'm going to warn you now, some people are kind of mad. So it might be an understatement. So both of you should prepare to hear the absolute worst. Not from me. I have said this entire time that I will never blame anyone for making decisions in this game that benefit their game, not mine. So I come here today willing to listen to whatever you have to say. So don't think that, at least for me, I have any animosity against either of you. If you feel at any point that people over there have their minds already set or aren't listening to what you're saying, just know I'm listening. I know people there are listening too. Just make yourself proud today, okay? So with that being said, I'm just going to toss a lob up there. Survivor, when you look at it back, it's all about a story. It's narrative driven. And the biggest thing that I take away from any season I watch is the winning moment. What is, when you look back at it, what did the winner do that won them the game? So I'm going to ask you guys, what was your winning moment?
Can we go first? I honestly think when Jack went home and it wasn't me, I thought, you know, I did think that there was always a chance for me to win this game, but it really hit me that I can make it after this. They were so together this entire game, then they broke up into tribes, they were together the entire time, no one could break them up. So once I realized that I could get through that vote, I know I needed to win challenges, but that vote was the one that stuck out to me, like I can really win this game.
I think also, not to be popular, I was going to say the same thing genuinely, because that voting Jack out was kind of when everyone began to spend for themselves rather than their alliances, and that's when I realized I needed to play this game for myself. People had started throwing my name out there, and I realized that, like you said, you kind of have to stop thinking about how mad people are going to be and start doing what it's going to take to get you in the final two. And Sam and I both did that. We're both sitting here, and I think that vote was an important one.
All right, thank you. Wish you both the best of luck.
Owen?
Congrats, guys. I can tell you with 100% honesty that my mind is not made up yet. I can't say the same for everyone, but you guys sit here as one hero and one villain, but in my eyes, to be a great player, you have to have an aspect of both. So what was your most heroic and your most villainous move in this game?
Mine was, I guess to say, was to not vote Mitch out. I knew it was going to be a 2-2-2 vote, and you know, I could have turned my back and voted Mitch, but I gave him my word that I wouldn't write his name down, and I'd force a tiebreak anyways. And I easily could have just went up there and wrote his name down, and it wouldn't even been a tie anymore. Definitely the most villainous thing I did was to Gabby. I told her that I would take her to the finals because I had to say anything to get myself here. All three of them called me on the phone and told me I was going home, so I had to fight, and I was very desperate. I told her I'd take her, and then I didn't, so definitely my most villainous.
I think my most heroic move would be convincing people to play idols in the correct way, including saving you to keep our villains' numbers strong. I also tried although it didn't succeed, I fought harder than I've ever fought on the Eli vote to keep Eli. No offense to Hannah, but Eli's one of my close friends. I knew I could trust him to the end, and although it didn't pan out well, was fighting really hard to keep the players I wanted to work with in. Villain-wise, I'd have to say Jack. I had to lie to Jack that week. I told him I was voting Cam because we were unsure if he had the Whitman idol, so I had to straight up lie, which I was not proud about. But that was definitely my most villain.
All right, thanks. Best of luck.
Offense taken. So, hello, here we are. So, to start off, we're going to play a little fun game. This is an original. One of my friends likes to do this in games, but you two are going to close your eyes, and then I'm going to say the name of a juror. We're going to go down the line with the jurors, and you're going to raise your hand if you think that you have their vote as of now. So we'll just get this started. So I have time to speak after, but close your eyes. No peeking. Okay. Now, raise your hand if you think you have Derek's vote. Austin. Owen. Myself. Kat. Mitch. Jack. Jake. And Gabby. Okay, thank you. Okay, you can open your eyes. So, that was just a little fun game to get a sense of your perception of the jury as a male. Now, this is my perception of you both. And you'll have time to, if Luke wants, you'll have time to respond afterward if you'd like, or you don't have to. Dear Abby, Lydia played more of this game in 1 week than you did in 3 months. Let the record show I respect Under the Radar games. I love Under the Radar games. Gabby played a phenomenal Under the Radar game. You, Abby, did not play this season, and it's a travesty that you're sitting here right now. You failed to initiate calls. You barely spoke to your closest allies. You never called the shots, and you only voted the majority because you were set up as coattail Callahan this entire game. From the beginning, people saw nothing in you, and you proved them right. Dear Cam, people expected little of you. That's it. Now please, wear your mask correctly above your nose for the remainder of the final tribal council. Thank you. Good luck. Oh, let's see if they want to respond.
Yes,
No, I'm good.
Good? I'm good, yeah.
So congratulations to you both. Abby, to me it seemed like Jake was your guy. He was the one that was bringing you to every single vote with you all the way. And I don't know if you would have been here if it wasn't for him. Cam, I think you played, a great game. You have probably the best comeback story of everyone here. And I'm just really proud of you for making it this far. I knew you could do it. So my question to you guys is, if you could do anything different and do this season over again, what would you do?
I would do nothing. I can't say that if me bringing her over Gabby turns out to be a mistake, I think that'd be the one mistake I made in this game. And the only reason I say I haven't made any mistakes is because if I did anything different, I easily could not be here. So I have to, because I'm here, not over there, I would say that I made no mistakes. If I was over there, I would say that I did make mistakes. But because I'm here, I can't take back anything that I did because this is the game that I played and it got me where I am. So I can't take anything back, or wouldn't take anything back.
Kind of the same thing. I wouldn't do anything differently. I know people might be surprised at that because people think I'm Tiger's coattails, but all I can say is wait for the vlogs to come, and I think it'll be telling. I really, again, can't say I would do anything differently because every move I made, I could give you an answer to exactly why I wrote each one of your names down, and I'm kind of proud of that. Again, like Austin said, I don't ever feel good about voting people out, and I hope people don't judge you based on because I had to vote you out, but I do feel genuinely proud that I could give a reason to each one of you as to why, and because of that, I can't say I would change anything.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Mitch?
All right. Yes, congratulations to you both. I didn't expect one of you to be here. I will say, Cam, I told you day one, I knew you would be here. I'm proud of you for making it. Abby, we didn't talk at all this season, and we barely talked in season 2. I just want to know, was there ever any chance, did you ever want to work with me?
I genuinely, Mitch, both seasons. Season 2 was a different story because it kind of ended up being alliance to alliance. But this season, I genuinely would have worked with you. I believe I was the one to reach out to you first because I realized we both had never talked to each other. I finally reached out to you to talk, and then we didn't end up FaceTiming. But I kind of always felt like it was a two-way street. You were never reaching out to me. I was never reaching out to you. And if we had ever been, I think a lot of it came down to you were never really on the same tribe. Every tribe swap we ever had, we were always split up. So So a lot of it came down to that. But if we had spoken and been on the same tribe, you would have been someone I would have trusted a lot and would have liked to work with. I think it just, statistically, we were never like lined up to work together.
Cam, is there anyone on the jury you would rather be sitting next to you right now?
I'd sit with Kat, just because we did work a lot together, and we did talk about going to the end together. We never had like a pact or anything, but you know, we both really worked hard together, and she, you know, from day one we went out and looked for that idol, so just for her to be here, that would maybe be different, but I would pick someone.
Thank you both. Good luck.
Alright, first of all, I'm fans of you both outside of the game. Inside of the game, I'm really not. I don't hold any hard feelings for voting me out because neither of you would have beaten me or anybody on the jury. So I'm going to keep this very short and sweet. I think your guys' perceptions are definitely different than ours. So I'm going to ask each of you 2 people that you don't think should be on the jury. And if you
Voted out first or here?
which one? 2 of these people, which ones do you think don't deserve to be on the jury?
And be here or be there?
Be on the jury. Who doesn't deserve to be on the jury at all? They could be there. They could, yeah. It's just who deserves not to be on the jury. And if you don't give an answer, you're not going to get my vote. So whoever wants to say 2 people first, then go for it.
Like, should have done better. Should have done more.
I would say Mitch and Derek.
Okay.
I would say 2 different reasons, Austin and Derek.
Okay. Thank you. What? Can we go read this? Yeah, sure. If you want to explain why they don't deserve to be on the jury, go for it.
I mean, Mitch, I'm sorry, but you got voted out of the game, and I don't know. I didn't see that you were really, I don't know. We were always working alliances, but there's part of me that I was just, didn't really see you doing anything. Every time I called you, you said you didn't know what was going on, which a lot of the time I didn't know what was going on, which is an honest answer, so I don't think you were lying to me, but that would just be my choice. And then Derek, I don't know, just from my perception, I guess, if I had to pick somebody else, it's not that you did anything horrible or wrong, but I just maybe see you not making the merge. Just
Consolation vote again.
I think Austin, no offense to Austin, I hope you take it as a compliment. I personally wanted you gone earlier because I saw you as the biggest threat. I played against you season 2 and saw how good of a player you were, so I didn't want you on the jury because you scared me. And I thought you'd slip to the end again and win. So I didn't want you on the jury. Derek, I think you shouldn't be on the jury because I think you could be up here instead. Because I think you have a really great strategic game and always hear people out, although we never strategize much. Kind of same thing with Mitch. We never really ended up in the same tribes.
Yeah.
But after seeing some things with other people, I think you have a really good strategic game and didn't end up deserve to be that early on the jury.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Jake, snake.
What's up, guys? I just want to start by saying congratulations. I think no matter what anybody here says or whatever happens tonight, both of you absolutely deserve to be sitting in those chairs. Like Austin, I also sat in one of them. I had a bit worse result than Austin, but just no matter what, I think the 2 people who sit in the end deserve to be there, so congratulations to both of you. But I am like a couple other people here. I'm very, very open tonight. I'm not sure where my vote's going, so please, just with mine and Gabby's questions, just give it your all, and please give me a reason to vote for you, because I'm looking for that. The first time I sat at Final Tribal Council, I was asked the question, why does the person next to you deserve to win? And honestly, I thought it was a bullshit question, because the jury was looking for any reason not to vote for me, and I felt like it was unfair to ask me a reason to gas up the person sitting next to me. Because of that, I want to ask you guys a different question tonight. I want you guys to tell me why the person sitting next to you deserves to lose. I know you're both nice people, I know you both really like each other, but I don't want you guys to hold back. I want you to tell me game-wise why I should not vote for the person sitting next to you. And Cam, you can start. Tell me why Abby does not deserve to win.
I think that I worked so much harder in this game than she did. Not saying that she didn't have a good game. We kind of started off with the same. I aligned myself with Austin and Kat. Both used them as shields, but not as coattails. I don't know. I didn't see her vlogs. I don't know what was going on in the Villains tribe. But just gathering perception, I thought she did ride coattails. I was one of the people to say it. I voted for her in the superlative challenge. I was, again, outnumbered. I didn't have a strong alliance of 4 helping me through the way. I was on my own. And I just think that me doing that is a stronger, and I played harder than she did.
So I'm not sure why coattails is being pegged on me, because I feel like Cam and I, she just said it was very similar versus coattail-wise. We both aligned ourselves with shields. We both made it to the end that way. So I'm not sure why it's on me and not on both of us, because I do feel like whatever I did that was coattail-ish, Cam also did. In regards to the comeback story, I personally think it's an advantage. She was the only person, maybe Gabby as well, to be able to come in this game, and people didn't know how they played. People didn't have a target on day one because people weren't scared of them. People weren't sure how they were going to play, who they were going to align with, versus coming in as a villain. I wasn't even considering myself as a villain. Being pegged as a villain, being pegged as someone who's not going to break from their alliances. I had to break a lot of stereotypes that are already made about me, and I had to figure out how to get to the end and avoid the stereotypes that people made previously and began making during the game. So.
Thank you. Abby, just with the rest of the questions, you keep saying you didn't write coattails. We need concrete examples because we did not see your vlogs, so just keep that in mind with the last couple of questions. Both of you, you guys know I love you both so much. I'm so happy I got to play the game with both of you. Huge congrats to one of you for getting the greatest honor in Syrvivor Syracuse history, and to the other person for not getting to share a placement with me.
Last but not least, Gabby.
Alright, I'm gonna keep it quick. Alright, I love you girls as people, but I'm gonna read you as players. It sucks to be sitting over there, it really, really does. But it sucks even more to be sitting there in front of you two. You are two worthless players, honestly, and it is humiliating for us to have to give one of you the win. But we'll do it because we're playing a game called Syrvivor, which is what was happening around you guys for the last 3 months. I know most people in this jury would much rather see me there because I'm someone they could actually feel good about voting for, but Cam, congrats on growing a brain at the absolute last opportunity. Now we have to pick between somebody who can't do their own vlogs and somebody whose dog had a better social game than they did. Abby, your game was so pathetic. I don't think you deserve a single vote. And your speech, I literally, I almost threw myself into the lake. I am, however, considering giving you one because I think Cam's game was so pathetic that I don't think she deserves a unanimous win, which I think she could be on the brink of right now. I know I am responsible for this absolute clownery, and I apologize to every one of you. But I mean, I guess maybe it's because I didn't have Wentworth or War Dog in my ear every week telling me what to do. All right, here's my question. So what I see in front of me are 2 flops, whose entire games were flops. So, flops, how does it feel to be the 2 least deserving people to ever sit at Final 2 in Syrvivor history, Syracuse history, well, maybe Syrvivor history? And how does it feel knowing that title will likely exist in perpetuity as long as this club is operational? And is there anything you can do at this last second to change my mind about that?
I mean, I don't even know what to say, but I think I did play a good game. I don't think I rode coattails. When my alliance came up with a plan, you can ask Kat, we would fight for hours on what we wanted to do. Yes, I always did end up voting with them, but my opinion was valid, and sometimes we went with my opinion. And I really think that I'm not the worst player in this game. Do I think that better people are on this jury? Yes. This is why I didn't bring you, because I know you did a better job than me. This is why I wanted him out, and that's why I wanted him out. So maybe I'm not the most deserving person, or I still think I am deserving, but I maybe didn't play the greatest game that you think, but I did make it to the end, and I have to just be proud of myself for doing that.
I just want to start by saying I don't think it's a flop because I can give a reason, and I will right now, of why I voted every single person's name down. You're calling me the one that I played pathetically versus I feel like every call we had, you were saying, I'll just vote with the numbers, I'll vote with the numbers. I was the one giving strategy why it should be in this order. So Derek, we voted you because we thought maybe Austin had an idol. So we had a plan back to back, Derek and Austin, which I kind of was pushing because we were scared about getting idled out. I had PTSD from season 2. Owen, you were the one that played 2 idols correctly, and then you didn't have a super close alliance, so we decided to do you next. Hannah, I never fully trusted you since season 2 and this season. I just wanted to get you out before you got me out because I knew you would turn on me. Kat, you started playing really hard, really fast, and became a threat really quickly. Over Cam was kind of more laid back, so we came out to you next. Mitch, you had already been out of the game, and I hadn't talked to you ever, so I kind of thought getting you out then would be good because I knew you wouldn't really have my back in the end if we hadn't talked this far. Jack, I never wanted you to go. You started coming at me, so therefore I came back at you. Jake, I didn't vote you out. But there you go. I wasn't riding coattails. I had part in every single one of those moves versus other people who were just saying they wanted to go with the numbers.
The only thing similar about our games is our names.
Alright, so that was the questioning portion of the final tribal council. Take whatever you got from that into account when you cast those votes. Last but not least, we have closing statements from Abby and Cam. Abby, you'll be first, followed by Cam. Feel free.
So I feel like I don't really need to make much of a closing statement. Rather than what I just said, I wasn't a coattail. I played a part. You guys will see the vlogs in why that you guys are sitting in this order. I didn't do it solely, like I said. There was no one villain running the show for the Villains Alliance, Villain Tribe. But I do think I had a big part in the few people that were making suggestions rather than the several people that always just said, I'll vote with the numbers. Because we did, we did have the numbers. We didn't have to fight like Cam had. We had the numbers. But with that also comes responsibility and strategy of why you guys are voted out the way you guys are voted out. But also, I just want to take this time to thank Luke, Edward. I never expected something like Syrvivor to become part of my college career, and especially this big part of it, playing 2 seasons. I'm very thankful that it has. It's introduced me to some of my closest friends. You guys know who you are. But I'm just very thankful for that. Excited to have played again. And thank you, Edward. I hope everyone continues, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, to work hard at this club so that other people can have this experience that we all had.
Alright, Cam?
Thank you for your questions, and I just want to say, I don't want to even talk about the game, I just want to say thank you for just being a part of this experience with me. I want to thank you, I want to thank you, Jordan, I want to thank pre-jury and everyone. I also never thought that this would be a huge part of my semester. I know people didn't think a lot of me coming into this game, and I honestly didn't either. So I did not expect to get this far. I didn't think I'd care this much, and as playing this game, I did. I grew as a person, and I can take that away from this game. These are people that I probably, you guys too, that I might not have ever met if I didn't join this club. We're all different people. We all come from different places, and we do different things, and are part of different outside organizations and stuff. So I'm glad I joined. I'm so grateful that I've met all of you, and to be part of this game and make it such a big deal and have it be such a huge part of my last semester at Syracuse. I'm definitely I love it, and I never thought I would, and I do, and you've done a great job, and thank you guys.
Alright, so jury, for the last time, it is time to vote. Remember, you are voting for who you want to win between Abby and Cam. Congratulations to the both of you, no matter what happens. Thank you all for coming. These 2 fine gentlemen will take the voting booth out there. Derek, we'll start with you. Make it count. The last time.
Be totally transparent. I have no idea who I'm going to vote for. Not an easy decision, but I had to vote first.
Yeah, I saw so much more of both the games today than I thought I would have.
I've had so many good vlogs. Oh my god. Here I am. Whew. You've been my girl since day one. I'm so proud of you. Let's get this win.
Cam Chago, I told you on day 1 I would never write your name down unless you're sitting there in the final 2 or 3. And I'm so excited that I actually get to follow through on this promise.
You could have done better in the final speeches, but I think you're absolutely deserving, and I'm really proud of you. Congratulations.
Your paper's wet. I'm sorry.
It's okay, she doesn't deserve a dry paper.
At first, want to thank the e-board on the season and seasons prior for all the help they've done in starting this thing. Did not imagine to become this far and propel us futures ahead, especially with the next e-board, next host, next president, all of that. Mad respect to Mel as well. We started this way back my sophomore year on my birthday. But never imagined it being like this and getting to know each and every one of you. But this season was a remarkable one for many reasons. One of the reasons being the mentors, the Syrvivor Syracuse legends, Wentworth, Lolly, and War Dog. And they have a few words to say. Oh my God.
War Dog can take this one.
War Dog's our man of wisdom.
All right, I'll start off. First off, congrats to the final two, especially Cam. Team War Dog represent. Hopefully you won this thing. And to my whole Syracuse fam, the War Dog's been a Syracuse fan since he was in middle school. So big love. Two of my cousins are going to undergrad right there right now. And I'm happy you guys had a few seasons of success. And I can't wait to watch this. So once again, congrats, everybody.
Did you have that prepared? Did we
No, that's just off the dome.
Do we need to have our remarks prepared?
War Dog, I can't take you seriously with your eyebrows, though.
I know they had an accident. There's an eyebrow accident. It's growing back.
I can't take you seriously.
You're just trying to be like me with my open eyebrow. I get it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, the one thing I want to say, I don't think y'all know the dedication for Team Wentworth. Like, Zoom calls are happening. Everyone can talk about it after this is all over, but there was stuff going down y'all don't even know about.
Yeah, look, I feel like I may have failed you guys because I didn't know that was going on. And I could have done a lot better. So maybe I'll take the fall, but hashtag Rob Goddess's Team Lolly forever. We were definitely the hottest team and it wasn't even close, okay? Y'all, if I could show you guys the messages when we were drafting, I was like, my team has it. I still believe in us. Anyway, this was super fun. I had a great time. Thanks for including us. You guys rock. You guys are awesome.
So good luck.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys. You guys can stay on for the reading of the votes and also my emotional speech. I'm the host, I'm the guy who's been annoying you guys. But thank you so much for doing this. This was awesome. War Dog, you're the man for getting them two in it too. The less you three.
It's on them.
This is amazing. All right, so for my final speech, I guess. This is oh shit. This is tough, you know. Like, shit. Like, I know each and every one of you pretty well. And even the people that are not here, like getting to know everyone through this club, it was never about the game, sure. I'm not as big as a Survivor nerd as Jack and Jake, or maybe Kevin, maybe Paul. But like shit, like getting to know each and every one of you outside of this game and in this game and annoying you with vlogs. We have shared trauma. Jake said it best. We have shared trauma in this game, and I couldn't sell it for the world. I'd do it all over again in a heartbeat. I would do college all over again if I could do it my freshman, sophomore year, and Mel can say the same.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be tough leaving all you guys, but you guys are in good hands. To all the seniors, I love you guys. You know I love you, and thank you for playing this game in a senior year. To all your freshmen, juniors, sophomores, take this club to the next level. Improve the quality of the videos. I don't care about that shit, but you guys
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. But with that said, for the final time, for the final season, season 4, I will read the votes. Remember, the votes are for the winner, Cam and Abby, for whatever happens. I love you two both, and congratulations. And let's do this shit. First vote, Abby.
That's what they do.
Cam. vote Cam, 7 votes left. Abby. Cam, 2 votes Abby, 3 votes Cam, 5 votes left. 5th vote, Cam. Cam. 4 votes Cam, 2 votes Abby, 3 votes left.
No recount.
7th vote. And the winner of Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villains, Cam. Say anything? Anyone?
Guys, I really
We're gonna need all that Team Wentworth tea we having behind the scenes, Kelly.
She's trying to give her winner's speech, Wardog. Shut up.
no, really, this club has meant a lot to me too. I'm so glad that you guys did recognize that I did play a hard game, and I really appreciate all of you, and thanks.
With that said, that is it. Congratulations to Cam. Congratulations to everyone, to the seniors, to Lesson 3. I love you all. For my last time, the tribe has. All right, group picture and hugs.
Should we turn this off?
Oh yeah.
Turn it off. Pose, pose, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, get it, everyone in, everyone in. Hey!